I'm Motley Fool Canada Senior Analyst Nick Seipel, and this is the 5 Minute Major, here to make you a smarter investor in about 5 minutes. Today, we're discussing Brookfield subsidiary Oaktree Capital getting involved in Italian soccer. My guest today is Hidden Gems Canada lead advisor Jim Gillies. Jim, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for the invite, Nick.
Excited to be here with you. We got a fun story today. As I mentioned off the top, Brookfield subsidiary Oaktree Capital. Brookfield owns just under 2/3 of Oaktree Capital's stock, took control of renowned Italian soccer club Inter Milan this week. Jim, how does this company find itself tangled up with soccer? We've got hydro dams in South America. Now we've got soccer clubs in Italy.
Well, Brookfield acquired a majority stake, 62% of Howard Marks's Oaktree in, I believe, May of 2019. So right there, 62%, they do have majority stake. But they've largely allowed Oaktree to kind of run as it was being run. So it's more of an exit strategy for the folks at Oaktree. Now, there is starting in 2022, Brookfield was allowed to buy shares of departing or retiring members of Oaktree. So it's likely that they own more than 62% now. We have no idea what the number is. I'm sure it's buried in some of Brookfield's filings, but I'm not going to go looking for it. But there is a plan. As they retire, as they liquidate their stakes, Brookfield is the buyer. The earliest that Brookfield could own 100% of Oaktree is 2029. But we're about halfway there from the original deal. So, it's somewhere between 62 and 100% is what they own. That's how they got involved, Brookfield, that is. That's how they got involved in owning an Italian, premier soccer club. It's kind of fun, actually.
Yeah, Oaktree specializes in distressed debt. Chinese owners of the company found themselves in hot water, and the distressed debt holders ended up owning the club now today. Jim, what do you make of the long-term prospects for this investment that Oaktree now has in controlling stake in Inter Milan?
Well, what is it? The famous saying, too much leverage and too short a time horizon is a fuse. I believe it's Tom Gaynor from Markel said that. That's basically what happened here. Is that they took on a $275 million euro loan from Oaktree in 2021 to fund payroll and operations. And they did it where the interest essentially accrued, so they weren't even paying interest. They couldn't then the cash flow for that. So the natural thing happened when you take on distressed financing. They couldn't finance, they couldn't refinance, they couldn't do anything with it. So Oaktree wins, and they called this or some people called a loan to own strategy. I think it's pretty great, and we know that across all kinds of sports, whether it be NFL, Major League Baseball, NHL, Premier Soccer, European soccer, these are incredibly valuable assets. People are paying record prices for them. Pretty much across the sporting spectrum. So frankly, I think that's a pretty good deal for Oaktree, and they got it by being basically a lender of last resort. I think it's pretty good. In the context of Brookfield overall and Oaktree overall, it's actually pretty small potatoes, which sounds kind of weird, but it's not. Given the billions of dollars of assets you've already alluded to that Brookfield owns across a wide spectrum of real assets and hard assets, this is relatively small. But it's still, a very distinctive asset. It's an asset that you really can't replicate. Like you and I can't go start a rival club in Milan. There's already one there, AC Milan, I suppose. But there won't be a third team coming in here. Just like there won't be a fourth team in the New York area for NHL. There won't be a new Major League Baseball franchise popping up in Columbus, Ohio anytime soon. Like these are very distinct, unique, largely protected assets. And now Brookfield / Oaktree owns a pretty good one.
Yeah, they own them for now. We'll see how long that remains on their books. Don't think Brookfield or Oaktree, for that matter, want to get involved in the pro sports ownership business for the long term. Leave that to John Malone and Liberty Media. But certainly interesting story, and one we will continue to follow. That's all the time we have for this edition of the 5 Minute Major. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.